Hey guys, it's Jet888 here. It is November 15th. That's a Monday. I'm trying to make this as quick as I can. And again, sorry for my presentation. Just the controllers tend to, Mr. Global doesn't like it when I download and try to edit videos. So I just have to do it as quick as I can. So I just wanted to point out something. Here is a picture, just a little graphic of a mast cell. I got this at urhealer.org, mast cell activation, and this states regarding mast cells, they're cells in our system. Mast cells help control types of immune system response and help repair tissues. Their primary job is to coordinate how the immune system and the nervous system respond to infections and toxins. They're very, very important. Second line down here, it says many pro-inflammatory cytokines are secreted from mast cells. Remember the cytokine storms we've been hearing about? Anyhow, they create histamines, and here's a lot of articles. I'm going to leave you this link. Now, does anyone happen to think that this is just sort of a weird coincidence that the mast cell is also what they call these towers? I mean, if you just search these, telecommunications masts, these are the cell towers that are radiating our favorite little frequency. Anyhow, just think, is this a coincidence? These are called mast cells. I haven't even looked in this article, but telecom masts, and they talk about cell on light trucks, cell site, cell. Here's a cell site, cell tower, or cellular base station. Is where antennas and electronic communications equipment are placed. Here's our mast cell. And as most of us all know, cell phone, a mobile phone, cell phone, hand phone, sometimes shortened to simply mobile, cell, or just phone, is a portable telephone that can make and receive calls. If you can make and receive, it goes both ways, calls over a radio frequency, which is called EMFs also. And here's an article I'll link to you also. It says how EMFs disturb your immune system. And look, there's a mast cell right there, cell tower. This states electromagnetic fields, EMFs, that surround you 24/7 could be interfering with your immune system function, even triggering allergic and inflammatory responses while interfering with your body's repair mechanisms, which is what the mast cell in our system and our bodies try to do. They try to repair. Remember, mast cells help control types of immune system responses and help repair tissues. Their primary job is to coordinate how the immune system and the nervous system respond to infections and toxins. In this article, it's NutriTruth.org, I'll give you, this is the same link, Ole Johansson, PhD, Associate Professor, and Head of the Experimental Dermatology Unit, Department of Neuroscience at the Karolinska Institute in Sweden, is among those who have questioned whether humans can survive such an assault. He talks about the geomagnetic fields and radiation from the sun have remained largely static. During life's progression, living organisms have developed ways to cope with these influences, including developing pigmented skin to shield from the sun, or from other species living underground or under the dense protective foliage of a rainforest. During the last 100 years, however, as EMFs became prolific, we have not developed a similar adaptation, basically because we haven't had enough time, is what he's saying. After reviewing a number of papers on the effects of man-made EMFs on the immune system, he found disturbing consequences and ultimately concluded not only that existing public safety limits are inadequate to protect public health, but also that the limits should be set on deployment of further untested technologies. Limits should be set on the deployment of further untested technologies. So in the studies, EMFs disturb immune function via allergic and inflammatory responses. This is the immune system having to work overtime to deal with these extra EMFs that our bodies are not naturally, they're just not prepared to deal with this. He believes that the rapid rise in the incidence of allergies, asthma, and other sensitivities worldwide are a warning signal, as chronic exposure to EMFs may lead to immune deficiency, chronic allergic responses, inflammatory responses. Just a note, almost every single disease starts with an inflammatory response. To overall ill health. EMF exposures have also been linked to a variety of specific human system effects, including, and he gives a short list here: overreaction of the immune system, alteration of immune cells, profound increases of mast cells in the upper layers of the skin, larger size of mast cells in electrohypersensitive individuals, suppressed or impaired immune function, decreased count of natural killer cells, there's your immune system, immune cells that help kill cells infected with viruses, and control early signs of cancer, negative effects on pregnancy. So again, I will leave you these papers, but he talks about also headaches, dizziness, fatigue, trouble concentrating, cognitive problems, sleep interruptions, skin symptoms such as stinging, itching, burning. There's also twitching in the eyes also. It is evidence from our preliminary experimental data that various biological alterations are present in EHS persons claiming to suffer from exposure to EMF. The alterations are themselves enough to fully explain the EHS symptoms, and the involvement of the immune system is evident. And also, if you notice, you hear the sirens, these external stresses that people have had to deal with, noise, orders, mandates, all this stuff, this greatly just lowers our immune system. It really weakens our immune system. So couple everything that's going on politically with that accelerated rollout of 5G technology, along with our overuse and addiction to those, and being surrounded and inundated with these. Interesting, this little thing, the rigors of cell towers, rigor mortis, muscular stiffening following death, temporary stiffening of the body, anyhow, deals with death. It's no wonder our bodies and our mast cells are going crazy, weakening. Sorry, I just got cut off. Overacting. The mast cells are just over-responding. Just the final note. So 1,000 studies on adverse effects of EMF. So when they say they haven't done the studies, it's not true. The body of evidence showing that EMFs cause harm has become too large to ignore. At greenmedinfo.com, you can browse through more than 1,000 EMF abstracts and their connection to oxidative stress, DNA damage, cancer, inflammation, and more. More than a dozen studies focus on immunotoxic effects of EMFs, including potentially reducing immune function in the elderly and affecting cellular processes that play a role in cancer development, proper growth, development. And he says, living organisms can detect and respond immediately to low environmental levels of these fields. Oh, Henry Lay, with the Department of Bioengineering at University of Washington in Seattle, wrote, as such, it's important to take action now to protect yourself and your family from unnecessary EMF exposures as much as possible. Here's some of the references, and I'll leave the link. 5G towers might be considered a blight on the landscape by some and a health risk to others, but the brave new world of mobile communications won't be possible without them. Small cell 5G towers in towns and cities, the erection of huge masts is an unworkable solution. So I was just wondering if anyone else felt that this was just sort of a coincidence. The mast cells are immune systems, mast cells that they've got all over the place. We've got our cell phones, and guess what? Cell phone, the anagram, is help clone. Help clone what? Anyhow, try to reduce your exposure to that and these. We need to start getting healthy here, guys. All right. Next video I'll also share, maybe not the next, but I'll share on things that we can do to help radio protective. Be good, everyone. Fight the good fight.